Narrator. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. Have you ever faced setbacks or not achieved a goal you were striving for? Do you sometimes feel discouraged or defeated by failure? Well, today we're going to delve into the important and often challenging topic of dealing with failure. Understanding how to navigate disappointment, learn from our mistakes, and bounce back from setbacks is a crucial life skill. And it's also highly relevant to the language learning journey. Today we'll listen to an insightful and encouraging conversation between two individuals, Aisha and Ben, as they share their experiences and strategies for dealing with failure. By listening to their discussion, you'll not only enhance your English comprehension but also gain valuable emotional vocabulary and practical advice for navigating your own challenges and setbacks. And remember to stay with us until the end of their conversation, where we'll have a practice session designed to help you actively engage with the language and concepts they explore. So take a deep breath, listen attentively, and let's explore the important art of dealing with failure together. Aisha, hi Ben. It's good to see you. You seem a little thoughtful today. Anything on your mind? Ben, hi Aisha. Thanks for asking. I've just been reflecting on a project I recently worked on that didn't quite go as planned. Feels a bit disappointing. Aisha, oh, I understand. That feeling of disappointment after something doesn't work out can be tough. It's something we all experience at some point, isn't it? Ben, absolutely. I put a lot of effort into it, so it's hard not to feel a bit deflated. It makes me question whether I should have done things differently. Aisha, that's a natural reaction. When we face failure, it's easy to get caught up in the what-ifs and the self-criticism. But it's also an opportunity to learn and grow. Ben, that's what people say, but it's sometimes hard to see the learning opportunity when you're feeling down about the outcome. Aisha, I completely get that. The initial sting of failure can be quite strong. But over time, I've learned that how we respond to failure is really what shapes our future success. Ben, so, what are some of the ways you've learned to deal with failure? How do you move past that initial disappointment? Aisha, one of the first things I try to do is to allow myself to feel the emotions. It's okay to be disappointed, frustrated, or even angry. Trying to suppress those feelings can actually make them last longer. Ben, that makes sense. I think sometimes I try to brush it off too quickly and then those feelings just linger. Aisha, exactly. Acknowledge the emotions but then try not to dwell on them for too long. Set a time limit for feeling down, and then consciously try to shift your focus towards understanding what happened. Ben, so the next step is to analyze the failure, to try and figure out what went wrong. Aisha, yes, exactly. This is where the real learning happens. Try to look at the situation objectively as if you were an outside observer. What were the factors that contributed to the outcome? What were your own actions and what external circumstances played a role? Ben, that can be difficult. It's easy to either blame myself entirely or to focus only on external factors. Aisha, it takes practice to find that balance. Try to be honest with yourself about your own role in the situation, but also acknowledge that not everything is always within our control. Ben, that's a good reminder. It's about taking responsibility without being overly self-critical. Aisha, precisely. And once you've identified the factors that contributed to the failure, the next step is to extract the lessons learned. What would you do differently next time? What new knowledge or skills have you gained from this experience? Ben, so failure isn't just a negative outcome. It's also a source of information for future attempts? Aisha, absolutely. Think of it as valuable feedback. If you don't succeed the first time, you've now gained insights into what doesn't work, which can guide you towards what might work. Ben, that's a more positive way of looking at it. It shifts the focus from what I lost to what I gained. Aisha, exactly. And it's important to remember that failure is often a stepping stone to success. Many successful people have faced numerous setbacks along the way. Ben, it's easy to forget that when you're in the middle of your own disappointment. You only see their eventual success, not the failures they overcame to get there. Aisha. That's why it can be helpful to read about or listen to the stories of successful people and their struggles. It normalizes failure and shows that it's a part of the journey. Ben, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll look up some examples. What about the emotional aspect of dealing with failure? How do you maintain your motivation and resilience? Aisha, that's crucial. One thing that helps me is to reframe my perspective on failure. Instead of seeing it as a sign of my inadequacy, I try to see it as evidence that I'm pushing myself and trying new things. If you're never failing, it might mean you're not taking enough risks. Ben, that's an interesting way to look at it. Failure as a sign of effort. Aisha, exactly. And it's also important to be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend who was going through a similar experience. Avoid harsh self-talk. Ben, that's something I definitely struggle with. I tend to be quite critical of myself when things don't go well. Aisha, it takes conscious effort to change that pattern. Try to replace those negative thoughts with more positive and encouraging self-talk. Remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Ben, that makes sense. Focusing on my strengths might help to counteract the feeling of inadequacy. Aisha, absolutely. And it's also important to maintain a growth mindset. Believe that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. See failures as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than as fixed limitations. Ben, a growth mindset. I've heard of that. It's about believing in your potential to grow. Aisha, exactly. And that belief can really fuel your resilience in the face of setbacks. Also, don't be afraid to seek support from others. Talk to friends, family, or mentors about your experience. Sharing your feelings and getting different perspectives can be incredibly helpful. Ben, I tend to keep things to myself, but you're right, talking about it might make it feel less overwhelming. Aisha, you can. And sometimes, others might have gone through similar experiences and can offer valuable advice or just a listening ear. Finally, remember to celebrate your efforts and your progress, even if you didn't achieve the specific outcome you were hoping for. Acknowledging the work you put in is important. Ben, so it's not just about the end result but also about the journey and what I learned along the way. Aisha, precisely. And sometimes, failure can even lead you down a different path that turns out to be even better than your original plan. You never know what opportunities might arise from a setback. Ben, that's a hopeful thought. It's hard to see those possibilities when you're initially disappointed, but it's good to keep in mind. Aisha, it takes time and practice to develop these coping mechanisms. It's not like you'll suddenly feel great about failure, but you can learn to navigate it in a way that empowers you rather than defeats you. Ben, that's encouraging. Sounds like dealing with failure is a skill that can be learned and improved over time. Aisha, absolutely. And just like learning a new language, there will be ups and downs, but each experience, even the negative ones, contributes to your overall growth and development. Ben, that's a great analogy. In language learning, you make mistakes all the time, but you learn from them and keep going. It's the same with other challenges. Aisha, exactly. So don't be too hard on yourself, Ben. See this as an opportunity to learn and come back stronger. Ben, thanks, Aisha. This conversation has been really helpful. I feel a bit more equipped to process this and move forward. Aisha, I'm glad I could help. Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It's often a part of it. Ben, I'll try to keep that in mind. Thanks again. Aisha, you're welcome, Ben. Take care. Narrator. That was a truly insightful and supportive conversation between Aisha and Ben, exploring the often difficult but crucial topic of dealing with failure. They shared valuable strategies for acknowledging emotions, analyzing setbacks, extracting lessons, reframing perspectives, practicing self-compassion, cultivating a growth mindset, seeking support and celebrating effort. Now let's move on to our practice session to help you actively engage with the language and concepts they explored. Practice section. Part 1. Vocabulary of dealing with failure. Let's review some key vocabulary and phrases related to dealing with failure that Aisha and Ben used. Setbacks. Difficulties or problems that delay or prevent something from happening. Think about, what are some common setbacks that language learners might face? Striving for. Trying hard to achieve something. What goals are you currently striving for in your English learning? Discouraged. Having lost confidence or enthusiasm. What can make language learners feel discouraged? Defeated. Having been beaten or overcome. How can repeated failures make someone feel defeated? Navigate disappointment. To find a way to deal with the feeling of sadness or dissatisfaction. What are some healthy ways to navigate disappointment? Bounce back. To recover quickly from a setback or difficulty. What qualities help people bounce back from failure? Deflated. Feeling less confident or enthusiastic, often after a disappointment. How might you feel deflated after failing an English exam? Caught up in. To be very involved in or preoccupied with something. Why is it easy to get caught up in self-criticism after a failure? Self-criticism. The act of judging oneself negatively. How can you reduce self-criticism after a setback? Lingering. Continuing to exist for longer than expected. Why is it important not to let negative feelings linger for too long after a failure? Dwell on. To think or talk about something for a long time. Why is it unhealthy to dwell on failures excessively? Objectively. Without being influenced by personal feelings or opinions. Why is it important to try and analyze failure objectively? External circumstances. Situations or factors that are outside of your control. What are some external circumstances that might contribute to failure? Take responsibility. To accept blame for something. Why is it important to take responsibility for your role in a failure? Overly self-critical. Excessively finding fault with oneself. How can you avoid being overly self-critical after a setback? Extract the lessons learned. To identify and understand the valuable information gained from an experience. What does it mean to extract the lessons learned from a failure? A source of information. Something that provides knowledge or insights. How can failure be a source of information? A valuable feedback. Useful information about your performance or the outcome of a situation. Why should you see failure as valuable feedback? A stepping stone to success. An event or experience that helps you to achieve success later. Why is failure often a stepping stone to success? Overcame. Succeeded in dealing with a problem or difficulty. Think about someone successful who overcame many failures. Normalizes failure. Makes failure seem like a common and expected part of life. Why is it helpful to hear stories that normalize failure? Reframe my perspective. To change the way you think about something. How can you reframe your perspective on failure? Inadequacy. The feeling of not being good enough. How can you avoid feeling inadequacy after a failure? Evidence that. Proof or signs that something is true. How can failure be evidence that you are pushing yourself? Take risks. To do something that involves the possibility of something bad happening. Why might never failing mean you're not taking enough risks? Self-compassion. Being kind and understanding towards yourself when you experience difficulties. Why is it important to practice self-compassion after failure? Harsh self-talk. Negative and critical things you say to yourself. Oh, how can you avoid harsh self-talk? Counteract. To do something to reduce or prevent the bad effects of something. Oh, how can focusing on your strengths counteract feelings of inadequacy? Growth mindset. The belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed. Oh, how can cultivating a growth mindset help you deal with failure? Fixed limitations. The belief that your abilities are unchangeable. Oh, how does a growth mindset differ from believing in fixed limitations? Fuel your resilience. To increase your ability to recover quickly from difficulties. Oh, how can a growth mindset fuel your resilience? Seek support. To ask for help or encouragement from others. Oh, why is it important to seek support when dealing with failure? Listening ear. Someone who listens to you with sympathy and understanding. Oh, how can having a listening ear help? Acknowledge the work you put in. To recognize and appreciate the effort you made. Oh, why is it important to acknowledge the work you put in, even if you didn't succeed? Coping mechanisms. Ways of dealing with stress or difficult emotions. Oh, why is it important to develop healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with failure? Empowers you. Gives you strength and confidence. Oh, how can learning to navigate failure empower you? It contributes to your overall growth. Adds to your general development and improvement. Oh, how do even negative experiences contribute to your overall growth? An analogy. A comparison between two things, typically for the purpose of explanation or clarification. Oh, what analogy did Aisha use to relate dealing with failure to language learning? Equipped to process. Having the necessary skills or understanding to deal with something. Oh, how did the conversation help Ben feel more equipped to process his disappointment? Not the opposite of success, often a part of it. A way of reframing failure as an integral part of achieving success. Oh, explain the meaning of failure is not the opposite of success. It's often a part of it. Part 2. Reflecting on your experiences with failure. Think about your own experiences with failure, both in language learning and in other areas of your life. Answer the following questions. 1. Can you recall a specific time you experienced a significant failure? What was the situation and how did you initially react? 2. What emotions did you feel in the immediate aftermath of that failure? Did those emotions change over time? 3. Looking back, what do you think were the key factors that contributed to that outcome? What role did you play and what external circumstances were involved? 4. What lessons, if any, did you learn from that experience? How did it influence your future actions or decisions? 5. How do you typically react to failure? Are you more likely to be self-critical or self-compassionate? 6. Who do you usually turn to for support when you experience a setback? How helpful do you find their advice or encouragement? 7. Can you identify a time when a failure ultimately led to a positive outcome or a new opportunity that you hadn't anticipated? 8. What is your general mindset towards failure? Do you see it primarily as a negative event to be avoided, or as a potential opportunity for growth? 9. What is one thing you would like to improve about the way you deal with failure in the future? Part 3. Practicing phrases for discussing failure. Imagine you are talking to a friend in English about a time you experienced failure. Practice using the following phrases in your conversation. It didn't quite go as planned. I was really disappointed by the outcome. Looking back, I think I could have done things differently. The main lesson I learned was, it took me a while to bounce back from that. I tried not to dwell on it too much. I'm trying to see it as a learning opportunity. It's all part of the process, I guess. I'm determined to come back stronger next time. Practice incorporating these phrases naturally into your explanation of the situation and your feelings about it. Part 4. Offering encouragement after failure. Imagine your friend has just told you about a significant failure they experienced. Practice offering them encouragement and support in English. Think about using phrases like, "I'm really sorry to hear that." Here are some phrases you can use when talking to your friend. "I'm really sorry to hear that. That sounds really tough." It's okay to feel disappointed/frustrated/sad. Don't be too hard on yourself. It's a learning experience. You'll bounce back from this. What can you learn from this? It's all part of the process, I guess. I'm here for you if you want to talk about it. I know you'll come back stronger next time. Remember all the times you succeeded. In narrator, facing failure is an inevitable part of life, and as Aisha and Ben so eloquently discussed, it's not about avoiding setbacks, but about learning how to navigate them with resilience and a growth-oriented mindset. By allowing ourselves to feel the initial disappointment, objectively analyzing what went wrong, extracting valuable lessons and practicing self-compassion, we can transform failures from stumbling blocks into stepping stones. Remember that every setback offers an opportunity for learning and growth, and the ability to bounce back from adversity is a key ingredient in achieving long-term success, both in language learning and in all aspects of life. Thank you for joining the English Learning Podcast today. We hope this episode has provided you with valuable language and empowering insights into the important skill of dealing with failure. We'll be back soon with more engaging conversations to support your English learning journey. Until then, embrace the challenges, learn from your experiences, and remember that every step, even a misstep, contributes to your progress.